Hear about your assignments, steward? Or here for more idle chatter? You seem like the type who can handle some very important business. Not really, of course, I'm just being nice. Did I say that out loud? Never mind. Down by the docks, there's an excise agent giving merchants a hard time. Not anyone I would care about normally, but this excise agent is new to the city, and we can't have him hassling every fishmonger for 5 septims anytime they step foot in Old Ebonheart. See if you can talk some sense into him. Yes, there's a certain agent down by the docks giving some local merchants some trouble. See if you can clear this up.
The Nine and the Empire, citizen. Here to see the castle?
This is a document written in coded shorthand. It could be anything from a
Here to see the castle? I'd be happy to talk. My pleasure.
Welcome to Old Ebonheart, citizen. A slice of cereal in these ash-stricken lands. Thank you, please come again.
You're in Old Ebonheart, the inner sea's finest port. Need help finding your way around.
The Nine and the Empire.
Thank you. Please come again.
Hail, Dark Elf. You haven't seen a horse around, have you? My beloved Roz has been missing for 3 days now. I came to Old Ebonheart following rumors that a grand tourney was to be held here. I arrived on Mornda's Eve, tired from my journey, only to find that the city didn't even have a proper stables. What they call a tournament here is nothing more than a glorified arena fight on foot, no less. This was no place for a knight such as myself, and for my horse, Roz, even less so, the poor beast. With no stables, I was forced to leave her amongst those wretched Guar. Disgusting animals. Unsa Sadrathi, the local Guar herder, assured me that she would be well looked after. I should have never trusted that worthless elf. When I returned the next morning, I found the Guar pens empty, and Roz missing. Please, stranger, will you help me find Roz? Thank you, Ada. Talk to people. Maybe someone has seen Roz. You should also question Unsa Sadrathi.
I'm fine, thank you. Have you spoken to Neil Jaimont yet?
I don't think we've been introduced. Outlander. I'm Ingscar Paletrick. How can I help you? This side of the Velodis? Don't think so. Every time so far, either the ash storms did them in, or the locals made a meal of them to spite the Outlanders. Old Ebonheart may look like Cyrodiil, but you're still surrounded by Morrowind here. Please tell me you're here about this awful man beside me.
Do you want
He's an
something?
excise agent. I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds bad. Ignatius Jurailius won't let me bring my Kwama eggs into the city without some papers or he takes all of my eggs. I'm just a simple farmer. I don't know what papers he's talking about. He told me to talk to some Porceladithos in the harbor offices, but I can't leave or he might try to take them. I don't understand why he won't leave me alone. Go on and look at my barrels. You'll only find eggs. If you'll excuse me, I'm in the middle of a matter of utmost
I am never
importance.
too busy for a
Official
good talk.
excise business. Dark Elf. I'm just waiting for Porcela to stamp my documentation and those Kwama eggs will be promptly confiscated. Hello, Outlander. I suppose you've come to harass me with Imperial bureaucracy as well, have you? Dagon, take those wretched Eswits. I am an oatman to the great house in Doril, and as bad fortune would have it, a shipmaster under Imperial law. My cargo has been confiscated, and my ship, the Pious Twaller, was forced to sail away without it. Oh, what will the Tolmers say? I could bring disgrace to my liege lord's name. Blast that Porceladithos. She has always had it out for our thrice-blessed house. But you have a charismatic look about you. Perhaps you can help her see reason. Almalexia bless your good sense, Outlander. Go, speak to Porceladithos, the clerk, about my confiscated cargo. She's in the room to the right. The Imperials confiscated my cargo, but I tell you, it was all perfectly legitimate goods. They didn't even give me a reason. And now I might bring shame to my house, thanks to these incompetent census and excise agents. She's no swift river strider on the water, but she gets the job done. What more can anyone ask a humble servant of the tribunal? That is why I named her the Pious Twaller.
Move along.
The
Move
Nine
along.
and the Empire,
Oi.
citizen.
Dark Elf. You're holding up the line. I've got
I'm
15
not-
requests to dock in the past 3 days, and they aren't getting processed any quicker with you badgering me. What? What's this about? That Endoril oaf Rothernarevan? I already told him. Illegal cargo means no rights to dock. Signed, stamped, and sealed. Now move along. Yes, as in against the law. Oh, very well, I suppose I can set a minute aside for you. The cargo I confiscated from Rothernarevan had 3 bottles of Mazdi more than what was indicated in the shipping manifest. Officially, that makes the entire cargo suspect, and we impounded it to give it a more thorough inspection later. I'll be honest with you, the cargo contained no contraband or dangerous items. But the law is clear, and if the shipping manifest does not match the cargo, then it must be confiscated for a proper inspection. I don't care. You shouldn't either. House Indoril could use a few knocks down off their throne, if you ask me. Oh, let me guess, it's about Ignatius. He was just assigned here from his agent training and doesn't have a firm grasp on how the real world works. He's shaking down poor merchants for pennies when he should be inspecting some real boats. I'll have a talk with him later, but for now I'll tell him we'll accept a flat tariff based off shipment weight. I'm stuck here, but go find Ingscar Paletrick. He's a dock worker who should be able to give a reasonable estimate.
Cajiat has no time for you. Cajiat is waiting on the slow census and excise agent.
Hey, No cutting in line.
When are they going to hire more clerks? I swear, every time I come to this port, the lines just grow longer. Ah, Ada. Have you gotten to the bottom of the issue with my confiscated cargo yet? She said what? Almalexia's Grace. You are to tell me that Eswit impounded my cargo for the sake of 3 extra bottles of Mazdi. Blessed 3, I swear I'm going to, ACH. You are right, of course. Forgive me, Ada, I lost sight of myself for a moment there. By Vivek, if those bottles would just disappear, this whole issue could be cleared right up. Say, wait a minute. That gives me an idea. Ada, would you be willing to take care of those 3 bottles of Mazdi for me? I believe I saw that Ragoshji aromatic making off with the bottles, for safekeeping, he said. Perhaps he could be reasoned with more easily than Porcela. Why don't you go speak to him? His office just there, behind the other door. Greetings, citizen. If you are on official business, you will have to speak to Porcela Dithos. She's the head clerk around here. If you are here on less official business, you'd better keep it discreet. Let's say the wee dark elf has caught my attention about the 3 bottles of Mazdi. What does the wee dark elf want to do about it? MMHM. What are you suggesting? Wait. Ha. I think I like you, Ada. Okay, here's one for me, one for you, and another one for me. Cheers. Heek. Well, I'll give that spineless Dunmer one thing, he has a good eye for booze. Tell our friend his confiscated cargo problem is all taken care of. And also tell him that he owes me another round sometime. Hold up. I think I missed a drop. Heek. Oh yeah, and you'd better tell Porcela Dithos the good news, too. Otherwise she'll sit on that cargo like a mother hen on her eggs. It's a wonder they haven't fired her yet. Heek. Excuse me.
What is it now?
The 9
Gone?
of the Empire, citizen.
Well, without those 3 extra bottles, Rother Narevan's cargo now checks out. There's no longer any legal justification for keeping it here. He's one lucky fetcher. Tell him he has 24 hours to get that swill out of my warehouse, or I'll dump it in the sea for him.
Was Ragoshji aromatic of any help? Those 3 bottles of Mazdi have got to disappear. This is wonderful news. I thank you, and Great House Indoril thanks you. I will tell them of your unexpected kindness. Please, take this as a reward. Shivi bless your steps, Outlander. You already took care of that for me. Thank the 3 those are gone. Now I can get back to business. They say there are only 2 certainties in this life, death and taxes. At least you helped me out of my last bind with the bureaucracy here. Thank you.
Please join me.
Please tell me you are here about this awful man beside me. You've got to help me. I'm just a simple egg farmer. Speak with someone, anyone, and get me out of this mess.
There is someone watching me, I can tell.
Please tell me you are here about this awful man beside me. He's an excise agent. I think that's what it's called. So you found me out. Yes, the eggs are filled with more goblets. And yes, I'm going to jail. But this goes higher than you think. The East Empire Company knows about what I'm doing. Not only do they know, they hired me to do it. Just leave the company and don't come back. Better yet, just leave Morrowind. It's safer that way. Thanks again for the assistance. Not that I needed it, of course. I'll be getting a promotion for sure. Thank you, Ada. I knew something wasn't quite right here.
What is it now? Ignatius has his heart in the right place,
The Nine
but
and
he
the
tends to
Empire,
follow the book a little too closely.
The Nine and the Empire, citizen. Here to see the castle?
Welcome aboard the Third Empire Men Princess Morgia, flagship of the Imperial Navy in Morrowind. I am Captain Onkilja, captain of the ship. What brings you below the deck? A terrible place, I've heard.
I am Fi Kalika, the first mate of Captain Onkilja. You're aboard the greatest warship that ever sailed the inner sea. Mind your I am Fi Kalika, sailor, and bosun of the East Navy. Captain, as per your orders, I've sent 2 men into town with most of the armaments to be repaired. You were right, that little skirmish with those pirates did more damage than I thought. Our weapons master still has a few weapons that he says will be fixed by Morrow. First mate.
Well, hello there. A pleasure to meet you.
Rain of sand. Military tactics for the new era.
The Nine and the Empire, citizen. The Nine and the Empire, citizen.
Greetings to you. A pleasure to meet you.
Have you settled the business with the excise agent at the docks? What in Azura's name happened down there? I know smuggling Gmur artifacts is illegal, but it's a shame a merchant was turned away for a simple misunderstanding. I'm sure someone was playing a prank on him by hiding goblets and eggs. You know how mainlanders are. No matter, it's time for your next assignment. East Empire Company, letter of the law. Isha Nemesha in Old Ebonheart asked me to speak with an excise agent who is harassing merchants at the Old Ebonheart docks. The excise agent, Ignatius Jurilius, is requiring a merchant, Naval Drolner, to provide proper documentation of the port of origin of his kwama eggs or else forfeit them. If I have a problem I can ask his superior Porceladithos about it. Porceladithos told me they would accept a flat tariff based off weight of the shipment in lieu of paperwork, just this once. She thinks Ingskar Pale Trick at the docks might be able to get the weight. I discovered a Dwemer goblet inside a kwama egg. I confronted Naval Drolner about the kwama egg. He admitted to smuggling Dwemer goods but claims someone from the East Empire Company is involved. I told Isha how I resolved the case of the excise agent. She was very angry with me.